All right, here's Muxus. Ah! I have never seen that before. Wow. Wow, the stone whiff. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. And right now you can get this sweet scoop soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a scoop soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for a super special edition of Against the Odds. So no Against the Odds poll last week, which means we're playing a deck that I've been wanting to play. Actually, not just me. We're playing Nine Lives and Solemnity Lock in Historic, which is a deck I have really been wanting to play, but also a lot of you have been asking me about. So we skipped the poll for 1 week to play a deck that I think is going to be super sweet. So let's talk about this ridiculous lock. Jump right into our games, starting with the heart of the deck, which is 9 lives with Solemnity. If we can get both of our enchantments on the battlefield at the same time, 9 lives prevents damage. Solemnity prevents counters, which means even when our opponent hits us, 9 lives is not going to get counters, which means we are essentially safe from dying to damage forever. As long as we can keep our enchantments on the battlefield, that is the goal of the deck. To find our combo pieces, we have a bunch of Enchantress-y card draw. Contested Champion, Enchantress's Presence, draw us extra cards as we play enchantments. The rest of our deck is really an Enchantress-style shell. Starfield Mystic, Wolffill Haven ramp us into our enchantments, also enable some big combo turns where we has a ton of enchantments in the same turn, draw a bunch of cards, find our combo pieces, lock up the game. Most of the time, we win the game by our opponent just scooping to the lock because they can't beat it, but if we actually got to kill our opponent, eventually we'll find Sigil of the Empty Throne, cast a bunch of enchantments, make a bunch of angels, kill our opponent with the 4/4 Flying Angel beatdown. Otherwise, a ton of enchantment-based removal, along with Gideon's Intervention, which is key. It is a removal spell, but it can also keep our opponent from casting a card, which cuts out some potential outs to our lock. For example, Ugin is really bad for our deck, because Ugin can come down, exile 9 lives, and when 9 lives leaves the battlefield, we just lose the game. So we can have our entire lock set up, still lose to Ugin. Gideon's Intervention makes it so our opponent can never cast their Ugin. Mana base wise, bunch of dual lands, Castle Ardenvale, nothing too exciting here. In the sideboard, Destiny Spitter for control, Sorcerer Spyglass, more Ugin answers, Wrath for creature based decks, Recipes for graveyards, Leylight of Sanctity to shut down discard and some edict style effects, and that is 9 lives lock for Historic. That's our Against the Odds deck for this week. Let's jump into it, see how good this lock actually is in practice. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. All right, Against the Odds time. We are 9 lives locking in Historic, and we'll keep this. Ramp into Contested Champion, full combo in hand. Seems fine. Gonna need more white mana at some point, but hopefully our Contested Champion gets us there. Tap and go. Castle Embrith. Yeah, Mountain and Wolffill Haven. Ship the turn. Opponent. Alright, opponent's goblining. The bad news for goblins is, the lock is pretty good against them. The funny thing is, goblins might be a deck on the rise now that Field of the Dead is not going to be in the format anymore, which might just make this deck way better. I mean, we could be playing our card draw first, but instead, we will just win the game. All right! Opponent's got 2 lands. Our opponent cannot win. We can play for 1,000,000 years, and goblins will not be able to kill us. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Muxus. Not really. I've been Muxus enough times that I don't feel bad about it, but Mono Red just cannot beat this. It is super. It's over. It's over. They can't win. Chieftain. Yeah, get in that damage, opponent. Bring it. We will play Starfield Mystic and Contested Champion. Pass the turn. So our opponent's only way to win would be us milling out, which is very unlikely to happen. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Opponent, they know what's up. They know they can't win. We'll bring in the Wraths, and I guess that's probably it. Bring in the Wraths. We'll go down. Couple of Gideon. Well, Gideon's Intervention can name Muxus. I kind of like that. What are we gonna go down? Maybe a couple Ixalan's bindings are a little slow, and we definitely want all of our lock pieces. One Starfield Mystic, we're not like that. That is one of the upsides of this lock. While it's not great in every matchup, the matchups where it's great, it is really great. Yeah, alright, we'll try this. We have the Solemnities, we need the 9 lives. We do have some scry action. Oh, hey, that's a 9 lives. Well, sometimes the magic gods smile upon you and frown upon goblins. Well, tap land go. So this looks like a turn 4 win. Opponent, land, and Skirk Prospector. Sure. Goblin Instigator. Ooh. Well, I mean, I guess there's a chance our opponent can kill us. I guess there's some chance that our opponent can kill us before we get the lock set up. If they can deal 9 different sources of damage to us this turn, we lose. Which would mean a miraculous Muxus. They would have to hit insanely well, because they have to sack 2 creatures here. So they'd have to Muxus into, like, Instigators, Haste, and hit, like, 5 Goblins or something. Which is not impossible. It's not likely. Alright, here's Muxus. I have never seen that before. Wow. Wow, the stone whiff. The stone whiff. Well, there's a solution. I didn't know that was possible. Okay, Normally, we only pull up the calculator when we are being salty about our own losses, but that was so brutally unlucky for our opponent. I think we actually have to pull up the calculator for our opponent. So let's assume their 60 card deck has how many goblins? Probably like 30. Boy, 36, 37. Let's say 37. Like, it's usually all goblins. They get 6. What are the odds of them hitting 0 out of a 6 with Muxus? That will happen 2 out of every 100 games. Yes, so that is... or 2 out of every 100 Muxuses, I guess. Like, the most common, I think, is 4 is the most common hit. 33% of the time you'll hit 4. Yeah, 27 you'll hit 3, 20 you'll hit 5. So high 3s, 4s, like around that area is the most common hit. So yeah, I have never seen that. I have seen bad Muxuses. I have had bad Muxuses where you get like 2 crappy goblins. I've never seen anyone just stone whiff and hit 6 lands before. Well, all right, 9 lives. Sorry. All right, historic time. We are 9 livesing. 9 lives Solemnity combo. Lock. This is fine. I mean, no 9 lives, no Solemnity, but we got card draw, we got a sigil, so maybe we just go aggro with this hand. And we get to scry, which is decent. Temple of Plenty, scry. Yeah, don't need more lands at the moment. Looking mostly, I guess, for more card draw, in case something happens to Citizen Champion. Land Elves for our opponent. Well, alright, Temple of Plenty, scry. Yeah, still don't need more lands. Pass the turn. Opponent looks like they're Jund. Alright. Jund Sacrifice, Blood Artist, and Gilded Goose. Sure. Oh, so many lands. Alright, Citizen Champion go. Yeah, we have drawn a lot of lands in a row. Many. Even when we scryed to the bottom, and we still keep drawing them. Opponent, Dragon Skull Summit. Passes. I'll play Wolf Haven. Draw a card. Opponent could have Collected Company. Castle Ardenvale, Citizen Champion 2. And no attacks. Got the company? They do. Alright, let's see what our opponent hits. Alright. Well, that is the best hits our opponent could have. Priest of Forgotten Gods and Mayhem Devil. Which I guess means we lose our board? Oh, that's so bad. Oh my god, an Oboe Strider. Alright. Well, we're seeing the power of another new addition to the historic format, which is Collected Company doing things. Yeah. And yeah, I guess they got us. That's the power of Coco. Opponent runs out their last card. Sacks everything. drains us, draws a card, pings us, we lose our board. Yeah, alright, well, nice Coco. So we will bring in Rest in Peace. We will bring in Wrath of God. We will go down Gideon's Intervention and Starfield Mystics, along with, maybe we go 3 Rest in Pieces. Run it like that. Well, yeah, Coco's a really good Magic card. Well, Temple of Plenty Scry. Setessan Champion, we're gonna keep it. Little disappointing. At last game, we just drew all the lands in the world. This game, lands might be a problem. Opponent, untap land, Llanowar Elves. That's familiar. I feel like we've seen that before. Well, we will. Wolfville Haven. Go. Opponent untaps. Plays a Gilded Goose. Wow. If we draw land, we will Wrath for sure. We do not. Well, in that case, we'll play Setessan Champion. Pass the turn. Oh, opponent kept the riskiest of hands. Woe Strider. Sure. Gonna be able to scry for lands. Play Sun Petal Grove. Ugh. Let's... Ixalan's Binding doesn't do much. Actually, yeah, let's Ixalan's Binding. We can go after the Woe Strider. Our opponent can't sack that. They can sack other stuff, but that's fine. Alright, opponent found a land. Woe Strider, gone forever. Grow the Champion, draw a card. Alright, so we are hitting our lands, which is good. Opponent. Land. And Reclamation Sage to get back the Woe Strider. That's a good one. Opponent passes. Well, we will Ixalan's Binding. Draw a card. Get rid of the Woe Strider. Play the Temple. We will keep Enchantress's Presence. That's a good one. More card draw. And, yeah, I guess we attack. I'm guessing this means our opponent has another Reclamation Sage. They didn't even scry with that Woe Strider, which makes me think they're just planning on getting it back. We can Wrath. The question is, do we want to Wrath away our Setessan Champion or keep drawing cards? Opponent, yeah. Gets and hits us. I'll play the land. Play... let's keep waiting. Play Enchantress's Presence, draw a card. Play Solemnity, draw 2 cards. And pass the turn. Opponent. Mayhem Devil. No sack outlet, though. Untap land. Passes. Well, let's Banishing Light. Draw some cards. I think we just get rid of Blood Artist and then Wrath. Sun Petal Grove. Wrath of God. Yeah, opponent makes a food. That is fine. Back down to 3 mana. We still have our card draw going, and we have the 9 lives lock set up, so we're in pretty good shape now. Opponent Thoughtseizes, certainly. This might just be Thoughtseize, take a peek, and scoop. I'm not sure our opponent, like, has any way of winning from here. So, well, 9 lives, draw a card. We did lose our second card draw spell, which is annoying. 9 lives, draw a card? Castle Ardenvale, pass the turn, and opponent scoops it up. All right. Well, that went much better. Opponent kept a fairly risky hand, and got fairly punished for it. Oh, Leyline of Sanctity seems good, too. All right, Leyline of Sanctity's in. What else can we cut, though? I guess maybe a couple Ixalan's Bindings, since they die anyway. Yeah, all right. Go down Ixalan's Bindings. Run it like that. The upside of Leyline of Sanctity is it shuts down Blood Artist and Mayhem Devil pings. Rest in Peace also shuts down Blood Artist, but not Mayhem Devil. Alright, we'll keep this. We get to start with Leyline, which is something. No card draw, which is not as exciting. But Leyline into Wrath of God, pretty decent, potentially. Tab land for our opponent. Also, upside of shutting down discard. So now we're mostly digging for card draw. Enchantress's Presence is probably the best option because it doesn't die to as much removal, but... Alright, there's a Blood Artist. Temple of Plenty. Scry. Alright, there's Enchantress's Presence. Well, your go, opponent. Land, and you got the Rex Sage. Leyline is, like, hilariously effective against our opponent's deck. Oh, probably should have brought it in last game. Clothis, alright. Well, Forest and Enchantress's Presence. No. Land for our opponent. And passes. Well, Setessan Champion. Sun Petal Grove, go. We're just going to try to set up for next turn, hopefully. There's a Collected Company. Come on, no Rex Ages. No Rex Ages. So Priest of Forgotten Gods also shut down by Leyline. Yeah, we definitely should have brought in Leyline in game 1. We just have, like, locked our opponent out of the game from turn 0 at most. Can't activate Priest, can't activate Blood Artist. Mayhem Devil, sure. What's that gonna do? Paradise Druid, that is acceptable. And a Phyrexian Tower, opponent. Out of cards, out of cards. I guess they can sack their board to kill Setessan Champion? That does not seem great, though. Opponent passes. Well, we will Banishing Light. Draw a card. Draw a card. Go after... I think we just hit Clothis. Temple Garden tap. Pass the turn. And I really like where we're at now. No attacks. Now that Clothis is gone, we probably are just going to end up wrathing. We'll see how long we can wait. Opponent gets him a Mayhem Devil. We'll take 3. I mean, we have the 9 Lives Solemnity lock, so taking a bit of damage isn't that... Ooh. Alright. Solemnity. Draw a card. Draw a card. Land 9 lives. Draw 2 cards. And, alright, opponent. Yeah, here we go. I mean, we have this locked up in multiple ways now. Yeah, opponent scoops it up, and game 1, our opponent got us with that Coco, but games 2 and games 3... we got to see the power of the 9 lives, and also Leyline of Sanctity. The Leyline of Sanctity was absolutely huge. Like, that actually did more than the 9 lives lock. Like, locked out of doing anything, locked out of doing anything, locked out of doing anything. Like, just that on free from turn 0, essentially just locked our opponent out of the game. Got him. Sweet, sweet. All right. 9 lives time. We are locking historic opponents out of the game. Trying to. Yeah, also mulliganing. Yeah, we can't keep a 1-lander here. Okay, we'll keep this. I think we just put Solemnity to the bottom for now. Land for our opponent. Well, Scattergroves go. We do need to hit more lands. Oh, okay. So, some sort of flash stack? Well, I don't know how this is going to go. Opponent passes. Land go. Opponent. Rattle chains. Oh, it's spirits. Okay. Opponent untaps. Well, come on lands. Come on lands. Come on lands. Opponent hits us down to 60. Alright. So many tap lands this hand. Temple of Plenty. Well, we'll keep the land past the turn. Ugh. We're doing nothing for a very long time. Hanged Executioner flashed in. Put in place a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh. Yeah, this is not exactly where we're hoping to be at this point of the game. I'll play a land. Finally one that does not come into play tapped. Ixalan's Binding. There's the counter. Alright, and another Rattle Shades. Oh, well, we're going to need Solemnity. Oh, we're just dead. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Well, that was a very impressive Spirits hand. Spirits still missing a lot of their best cards, but they might have enough to be reasonably effective. They were definitely reasonably effective in that game. Okay. Well, we will bring in Destiny Spinner, bring in the Wrath of Gods, trim some Ixalan's Binding, go down the Gideon's Interventions, and go down a couple Starfield Mystics. Run it like that. We also had, like, a super slow hand that game on the mulligan, which definitely didn't help, with our opponent just curving out all the way through. Alright. Well, this is not as slow as the last hand, at least, and the 2 Enchantress' presences can be very good. But we have removal, we have card draw, and our mana comes into play untapped. Untap land for our opponent. Well, yeah, Temple of Plenty. Scry. Planes to the bottom. There's the Spectral Sailor. Looks familiar. Tap land for our opponent. Hits us. Well, Castle Ardenvale, Enchantress' Presence. Enchantress' Presence really good here because even if our stuff gets countered, it still works. Hanged Executioner. Sure. Down to 18. Well, play the land. Destiny Spinner, draw a card. And pass the turn, leave up our seal away. Put in place land. Gets and hits us. Yeah, let's seal away, draw a card. Rattle Chains can blow us out here. Go after Spectral Sailor. alright, that worked. Opponent probably has Collected Company in hand. Well, play a land, play Sigil. Draw a card. Alright, well now we get to start making angels. No attacks. Let's see how good this Coco is. Collected Company. Alright, Shacklegeist, Nibblegast. That's actually a lot less scary than I was thinking it was going to be. Tap land for our opponent. Hits us. Down to 10. Well, play Sunpetal Grove. Play Solemnity. Make an angel, draw a card. 9 lives. Make an angel, draw a card. And opponent, no answers, locked it up. All right, that went much better. That went very well. All right, and run it back. Do that again. The lock is actually pretty good against some decks. Got him. Still very scared of this matchup, though. Spirits. So aggro is fine. I think we have decent matchup against aggro. Counter spells can also be fine. I think we have an okay matchup against, okay-ish matchup against counter spell decks. However, what is not nearly as fine is the combination of counter spells and aggro. That is tough for our deck. Well, tap land go. This hand has a lock though, and a Wrath of God. Yeah. Land go. There's Rattle Chains. Tap land, opponent. Well, we will seal away. Alright, opponent lets it go. Flash is in Supreme Phantom, sure. Well, Sunpetal Grove and Cetessan Champion? Alright, opponent runs out of Lord, hits us. Ooh, Destiny Spinner. Ooh. Well, that's 9 lives. Draw a card. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. So this means next turn we can Destiny Spinner and uncounterable Solemnity, hopefully. Destiny Spinner. Resolves. Temple Garden, Solemnity. Uncounterable. 9 lives on the battlefield. Game? Game Spirits? Yeah, that doesn't work with the Destiny Spinner out. And the Shape Scoop and the 9 lives lock, and that's why we do it. That's why we do it. That is the plan. And, yeah. Got him. Well, apparently we can beat Spirits. That actually went pretty well. It is really hilarious to see just people hard scoop to the lock. Some decks can actually interact with Solemnity. 9 lives is more difficult, and we do have plans for a lot of the answers. Like, we do have cards to answer the answers as much as we can. But, yeah. Sweet. All right. Historic time. We are hopefully getting people with a 9 lives Solemnity lock in Historic. I think I already said that. But it is Historic. Alright, let's see what we're up against. Hopefully it's a good 9 lives matchup. We will play first. Okay. You had me at 2 Enchantress's presences. I do enjoy drawing magic cards. Opponent. What you up to? Island. Alright. Well, play a land, play Starfield Mystic. Opponent ups. Well, if we can get down our Enchantress's presence, life becomes very good because they trigger when we cast an enchantment. So even if our opponent's a control deck that is going to viciously counter all of our things, we still get to draw cards. And we will get past that eventually. Wouldn't mind just drawing a land here. Land would be the best. Land we could Enchantress's presence and Wolfwillow Haven. I mean, I guess we can Wolfwillow Haven first, but it's better in the opposite direction so we get to draw the card. But we'll see. We'll see what our opponent's doing. Mounted. Well, play Sunpetal Grove. Enchantress's presence. Don't kill it. We want to cast this Wolfwillow Haven. Opponent. Alright. Shocks our Starfield. So that does slow us down. We don't get to Wolfwillow Haven 2. Opponent. Alright, what you got? Tap land. Well, play Enchantress's presence. Draw a card. So opponent does have a counter. Well, killing that Starfield actually did some work for our opponent. Mounted. Crackling Drake. Sure. Well, we will, let's see, 1, 2, Wolfwillow Haven. Draw a card. Temple Garden. Solemnity, draw a card. And now we start 9-livesing. Opponent plays a land. Hits us. Yeah, down to 15. Ooh, well, play Wolfwillow Haven. Draw a card. 9 lives. Alright, opponent has another counter, so they're staying alive for now. Temple of Plenty. Yeah, forest to the bottom. Alright, I mean, we'll see if our opponent has enough counters that they can counter all of our 9 lives. That could actually be an issue here. Or if they can somehow 15 us this turn. Opponent draws a card, untaps. Mountain. Manually tapping. Lightning strikes us to 12. Hits us. Down to 6. Well, 1, 2, 3. Alright, 9 lives. Draw a card. Opponent thinking. Thinking. Okay, that was good. That was very good. Ixalan's Binding. Opponent could have bounce spells like Brazen Borrower. Alright, has a Lofty Denial. Well, we gotta hope that our opponent does not have a way to bounce Solemnity. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Even if they bounce Solemnity, 9 lives is on 0. Yeah, opponent cannot beat it. And, yeah. Alright, that was a good try. That was a good attempt. So good. So good, so good. Alright, opponent's playing, is it Drakes? Ugh, I think we bring in Rest in Peace, even though our opponent can, still grow a big Crackling Drake, it should shut down some stuff. So go down, the 2 Gideon's Interventions, I think. Go down, what? Starfield Mystic seems like it dies a lot. We actually might just want, let's go down Starfield Mystics and go up 2 Destiny Spinners. I feel like we don't have to be super fast, so going down a little ramp is okay. And Destiny Spinner at least doesn't die to Shock, so it dies to less removal. Ooh, alright. I like this hand. This hand has... oh, opponent's mulliganing into Oblivion. I feel a scoop coming. Opponent knows they can't beat it. They just... I mean, this format just cannot beat the 9 lives lock. Oh, opponent's really mulliganing. And we get to just, like, Rest in Peace into the lock, and then... good game on, like, turn 4, hopefully. All right, opponent's going to 4, sure. Island. Terramander. Yeah, well, we will play Scryland. We will keep Enchantress's presence. Opponent untaps. Plays a land. Sprite Dragon. Oh, opponent. Well, I apologize in advance. Rest in peace. So, Terramander, probably not ever flipping. Opponent hits us for 2. Down to 16. Enchantress's presence. Got counter? Not yet. Alright, pass the turn. Oh, alright, Brazen Borrower, sure. That's fine. Opponent plays a land. Hits us. Down to 13. Well, let's... let's Solemnity. Opponent runs out Brazen Borrower, yep. Scattered Groves, tapped. Okay, are we fast enough? Opponent gets in, hits us. Solemnity by itself is also pretty good against our opponent's deck. We will play Castle Arden Vale. We will seal away. Opponent counters. Bad news for our opponent is that was just the test spell for the 9 lives. Your go. Whoo! Yeah. And our opponent scoops him up. Called it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Wow, we are like wrecking people with 9 lives. Yeah. We finally found the format. We tried this in Pioneer and we could not win at all. But Historic actually seems like the format where this lock is good. Historic time. We are locking Historic Fools out of the game. Solemnity, 9 lives. Also drawing lots of cards, of course. Ooh. Monorede. Yeah, we're gonna play Wolfwillow Haven. I think it's worth it. We have enough enchantments in hand that we can afford to start ramping and still Wily Goblin. Oh, goblins. Ew, goblins. Okay. Well, we're gonna need the lock. Our opponent cannot beat the lock. Let's think about this. Setessan Champion. Sun Petal Grove, go. We gotta not just find the lock, but we gotta find it quick, because Muxus comes down early. There's the War Chief. Alright. Banishing Light the War Chief. Come on, 9 lives. Pass the turn. Ixalan's Binding's okay, but Muxus does so much damage immediately. Alright, Krenko, Ringleader, Muxus. Oh, play a land. Enchantress's Presence. Draw a card. Solemnity, draw a card. Draw a card. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. Here comes Muxus. Do we die immediately? Oh, they are not Muxusing. Interesting decision. Okay. So opponent's waiting on Muxus? Why would you not Muxus there? I think if you ever have the chance to slam Muxus, you slam Muxus. 1,000,000%. Alright, well that's good for us. Now we get to Wolfwillowhaven. Draw 2 cards. Looking for the 9 lives. Looking for the 9 lives. No 9 lives. No cheap enchantments. Well, let's Ixalan's Binding. Draw some cards. Hit the Ringleader. Play a land. Starfield Mystic. Oh, but there's a Muxus. Opponent. Land. Muxus. Are we dead? Oh, we're not dead. Okay. Oh, the magic gods. The magic gods, thank you. Oh, they have smiled upon us. That was a bad Muxus. Okay, we have hope. Opponent can't... Oh, and there it is. That's game. That's game. That's game. That's double, triple game. So we will play... Well, we don't want to mill ourselves out. That is a concern. Sigil. Draw some cards. 9 lives. And that should be game. I don't think goblins can beat it. Just in case, we will Ixalan's Binding. The Muxus. So it did take Muxus whiffing. But, I mean, our opponent's a mono red deck. There's no way they can beat the lock. We will pass the turn. We will discard a land and a land. And, yeah. Well, if we get the lockdown fast enough, it does beat goblins. Sure. Yeah, play those goblins. Play those goblins. Opponent going off. Opponent's going to make a lot of goblins. The bad news is they can't hurt us. Sure, bring it. Bring it, goblins. We will take it. Yeah, no blocks. We will play Wolfwillowhaven. Draw some cards, make some angels. 9 lives, number 2, just in case. Solemnity, number 2, just in case. 9 lives, number 3, just to be triply safe. So we're up to 27 lives, and 27 lives, and our opponent calls it quits. Oh, they thought they could beat 9 lives. They gave it a go at 18 lives, but once we got up to 27 lives, opponent just no chance. We actually don't have a ton for this matchup. We can bring in the Wraths, which are good if we don't die immediately. I mean, the Wraths are definitely something. We'll go down the Gideon's. Well, I think we keep Gideon's Intervention, actually. Gideon's Intervention naming Muxus seems reasonably effective. Maybe we go down, like, 2 Banishing Lights and an Ixalan. Alright. 1 Banishing Light, 2 Ixalan's Bindings. Run it like that. Bring in the Wraths. So we can't play Grafdigger's Cage. Well, I guess we could. But we're playing Rest in Peace because it's an enchantment. Alright. I mean, we got the 9 lives. We do not have the Solemnity yet. Mountain for our opponent passes. We got, alright, 18 lives. Mountain and Instigator. Sure. Well, play a land and Starfield Mystic. Go. Mountain for our opponent. And, ooh boy, Prospector. No attacks. Well, Enchantress's Presence. Temple Garden. Wolfwillowhaven. Alright, this is it. Can they kill us this turn? If we survive with our Starfield Mystic, we have the lock. Alright, here's Muxus. Come on. Non-lethal. Oh! Opponent has no Muxus luck, and now we follow that up with 9 lives. Draw a card. Solemnity. Draw a card. Good game, Goblins. Temple. Yeah. Land to the bottom. And yeah, your go. And that should do it. I mean, mono red can't get out from under this. Opponent plays a mountain. Opponent gonna make us go up to 27 lives again. So we did benefit from a couple of bad Muxuses. Or at least not great Muxuses. But, alright, that's a more reasonable Muxus. But Muxus isn't always gonna be awesome. Yeah. No blocks. Opponent passes. We will play Enchantress's Presence. Draw a card. Solemnity. Draw 2 cards. Wolf Willow Haven. Draw 2 cards. Temple of Plenty. Yeah, we don't really need binding. We need to find a finisher. The one way we could lose from here is if we mill out. Krenko, yeah. And Instigator, sure. So basically, we're just trying to find a way to start making angels. Huh. Alright. What's our opponent's last card? Kill Starfield. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Well, here they come for 0. 9 lives, probably better known as you can't kill us, ever. We will play... I don't know if we want more card draw. 9 lives, I guess. And opponent, yeah, 18 lives, too many for the Goblins. Well, good. So, that matchup's really interesting. Our lock is insanely good against Goblins if we can get it on the battlefield in time. So that's the good news. Like, 9 lives, Solemnity, game over. Like, Goblins literally cannot beat it. However, as we saw, our opponent had, what, turn 4 Muxuses? Turn 3 Muxuses? If our opponent had hit the nuts, like 4 Goblins, Haste, Krenko, a Lord, etc., they might have been able to kill us before we could get the lock in place. So that is the downside. Like, our opponent can just race us to the lock. So it's actually a really interesting matchup. I think we got a little lucky. I mean, definitely our opponent's Muxuses were not as good as they could be, or even maybe would be on average. I think average is like 3.5 Goblins, something like that, maybe 4 Goblins. So I think our opponent like definitely ran below average, and the Goblins they did hit were not very good. On the other hand, we do have the answer. Like, we have this, we have Rest in the sideboard, we have the lock, so maybe it's just a decent matchup. Well, all right, 9 lives. 9 lives. So what do we learn this week about 9 lives lock in Historic? And the deck was actually great. We just absolutely crush people. 5-0 with a bit of an asterisk. So with the surprise BNR announcement, on Monday, initially I had recorded the matches before the BNR announcement, which meant we had a match against Field of the Dead, which we lost to Field of the Dead. But now that Field of the Dead is banned, I quickly recorded a backup match, post-banning, added that in. So if you count our loss to Field of the Dead, we would be 5-1, but I don't think you should because, I mean, Field of the Dead, it's not in the format anymore. But really, 9 Lives Lock was insane, and we won almost all of our matches because of the lock itself. Like, so many decks. Goblins is a great example. We just hilariously wreck Goblins, a deck that might be on the rise now that Field of the Dead is gone, by just playing our lock pieces. They just couldn't beat it, and that was true of a lot of decks as well. In other matchups, where the lock isn't as strong, control style matchups, we're still able to prevent some damage, which is nice, and then we just draw a ton of cards, exile our opponent's stuff with our removal, and eventually win with Angels. So I feel like 9 Lives Lock, this might be the format for it. We have tried it in Pioneer. It was really bad. Haven't tried it in Modern because you have Phyrexian Unlife, which is mostly just a better 9 lives. You don't die when it leaves the battlefield. But I think Historic is finally the format. If you want to make opponents miserable, lock them out of the game, I think this is a format for it. Also want to mention, the 9 Lives Lock, even though we played it today in an Enchantress style shell, you don't really have to play an Enchantress. Like, you could play this in a control deck, you could play it in an aggro deck, you could play it in any style of deck you wanted to. Like, there's tons of potential here, and the big thing we saw from our matches is that the lock itself is good. Like, yes, I like the Enchantress support, yes, I like that we get to draw a ton of cards, we have a good finisher, but really, the lock itself is strong enough that I think it should be explored more in other decks in the Historic format, because the lock itself is just free wins. We haven't had a free win prison lock like this in Historic ever. Like, this is a new thing to the format. People are not prepared for it, and it really gets people hard. We saw that repeatedly in our matchup. So While this build I think is sweet and fun, and I very much enjoy it, don't be afraid to try Nine Lives and Solemnity and other styles of decks as well, because the lock itself is just really good. So anyway, that's been our special Against the Odds episode. The poll is back. Don't forget to vote for next week's decks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.